Swadik Krupp. As I travel Thailand scouting out its roller coasters, I want to explain my journey to make it easier for fellow roller coaster enthusiasts to follow in my footsteps. This video will document my trips to Dreamworld, Siam Amazing Park, and YoYo Land as I traveled around Bangkok during my first week in Thailand. Welcome to Roller Coasters of Thailand. When I arrived in Bangkok on April 1st, 2022, I still had to do a night stay at an alternative state quarantine hotel. Although other travelers seemed to find this process tedious, applying for Thailand Pass was similar but easier than a visa, and I got into my ASQ Hotel after midnight and was clear to go by 8 a.m. the next morning. There was just a lot of praying that I didn't test positive for COVID-19. After meeting my fiance and having her try Mexican food for the first time, we headed to Dreamworld. We stayed at the Venice Resort, which is about 5 minutes down the road from Dreamworld. However, since my wife is not from the city of Bangkok, she did not feel comfortable driving her car around the city, and I don't blame her. Trying to drive around Bangkok and squeezing through all those roads is crazy. So, we needed to either use a cab or have family members drive us back and forth between our hotel and Dreamworld. For that reason, it may be worth getting the closest hotel to Dreamworld so you can try to walk, though the reviews of that one didn't seem to be the best. Dreamworld offered a pleasant surprise. We went there 2 days and I got the unlimited 1,000 baht wristband both days, though if I would have known what the premium attractions were, I could have gotten the 600 baht wristband at least one of those 2 days. But for $30 a day, it was money well spent. My favorite attractions at Dreamworld were the large flat rides, Hurricane and Tornado, along with the bump cars, the Giant's House, and Speedy Mouse. I have a separate countdown of my top 25 attractions at Dreamworld if you are interested. As for the coasters, none stood out as incredible, but Speedy Mouse, essentially a kiddie coaster, being as good as it gets, was a true shock. Despite everything else I saw in Thailand, I had Speedy Mouse on my mind for a good 2 weeks after visiting Dreamworld. Next, we went on to visit Siam Amazing Park, staying in the Q-Box Hotel, which was a short cab ride away from Siam Amazing Park. Though the room was really nice looking, the Q-Box Hotel just didn't seem to have some of the amenities that I'm used to in other hotels. But there's nothing bad about it per se for me not to recommend it. The streets to Siam Amazing Park do not have good sidewalks though, so even though it looks maybe close enough, you can't really walk there. Siam Amazing Park was basically empty when we went, except for a few people in the water park. While on Boomerang, I was the only person that was riding it. Vortex normally had a few more people riding it, but I almost always got to walk straight on the front row, which was really awesome. The flat ride collection seemed deflated, especially with barely anyone else riding the rides, though the nice mix of spinning rides seemed to offer a little bit for everyone. Then, after spending some additional days exploring Bangkok and visiting the U.S. Embassy for marriage paperwork, we took a brief stop at Seacon Square Mall to visit YoYo Land. Besides learning that hot pot restaurants are like a total normal thing in Thailand, I got to see one of the most beautiful children's amusement parks that I've ever seen in YoYo Land. Despite getting nice video of roller coaster, the name of their roller coaster, I was unable to ride it since adults can only ride with a child under the age of 12. Then, after a week plus in Bangkok, we headed to Surin to visit my wife's family before finally settling into her house at her school in the southern part of Korat province. If you've been able to experience these parks around Bangkok, let me know. I'm always excited to hear people's thoughts on roller coasters and amusement parks. And as always, Khap Khun Krap.
คุณไม่โกรธหรือนะ